My mom's friend calls us Latingas, not fully 100% gringa and not fully 100% Latina. Navigating this identity can sometimes be a challenge. In Colombia, parties are mandatory with dancing and guitars and singing. Here, what passes for a party is chips and dip. The other thing that is really challenging in Colombia is that when somebody dies, we have a period of time called pésame. And this is between days 3 and 10 after the person dies, where you go and you visit and you basically don't leave. Here in the States, mourning is to be done alone and in private. The other way that Colombia and the States varies greatly is that hugging and touch is much more casual in Colombia. Here in the States, my mom would get phone calls back from school saying, "You gotta tell Alex, stop hugging, she's making people uncomfortable." But I will say that as a Latina, I have used the line, "Hey, I'm Latina and I hug everyone with a cute guy." I was born in Bogota, Colombia in 1982 with a condition called spina bifida. This is a condition where the spine doesn't close correctly when the baby is in utero. It can be prevented in 70% of cases if people take their folic acid before they get pregnant. So please take your folic acid even if you don't plan on getting pregnant, because it's one of the first things to form, and by the time most people find out that they're pregnant, it's too late. On the day that I was born, my mom was told that I would never live past age 2, that I would be mentally retarded, and that I would never walk. They said, having a father in the States, take her to the States, because the children are surviving there. In Colombia, in 1982, it was not usual to let us live, because people with my disability are incredibly expensive to keep alive. I'll be 38 soon, and I've had 19 surgeries. So, given that, my parents did take me to the States, and they asked the doctors, they said, "Where should we take her?" And the doctor said, "Chicago, New York, DC, and there's a tiny little town in the West called Salt Lake City, Utah." As luck, the universe, whatever you believe in, would have it, my dad was from Salt Lake City, Utah. So we went to Salt Lake when I was 1.5. Now, my mom's my same skin color because yes, white Latinas exist. We are real and we exist. And she would get questions from the people in Utah, "How do you feel as a colored woman working for us white folk?" She would get told, "I'm not gonna let my kid play with your kid because your kid's not Mormon." And she said, "I'm not raising my child in this environment." So we came here to DC area when I was 4. And so over the years, like I said, I've had 19 surgeries, and one of the things that's happened, especially recently, is that there's been an attack against the immigrant community, especially because if you are an immigrant, you are barred for 5 years from having Medicaid, and so it causes people to not be able to immigrate here and get the services that they need, like I've had. And then in the last year, we've seen an attack in the form of public charge, which says that if they think you might need Medicaid, you are barred from coming here. They will not give you a green card. So what I'm hoping with what I do in my life is that everybody have the same opportunities that I do. I'm now, like I said, soon to turn 38, and I'm thriving. I work a full-time job, and I'm actually now a caretaker for my mom, who is now in her 70s and needing a little bit more help. So, so the America I want to live in is that where everybody has access to medical care that I got, that keeps me alive and well.